I was really amazed when I saw that on this individual's resume. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. I hope you're well. Today I want to talk about strengths. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I am a manager at my place of employment, and recently we were in a hiring process for a new educator. So I was really looking at a lot of resumes, and one of the applicants had their strengths listed on the resume, and it really made this resume stand out. It really made me think, and I thought back to a time in college where I took the strengths questionnaire. It's also called like the Clifton Strengths. So what it is there are about like 34 different themes, and once you take this questionnaire, it takes a little bit of time to go through them. The questions are designed to give you your top 5 strengths. So I wanted to, 1, share those with you, and 2, kind of help us to figure out our strengths and how to use them. The first one of my strengths, top strengths, is individualization. And it's very, very interesting because that does apply to my work. I like to look at people as individuals with different stories and different experiences that have brought them to where they are. So when I work with individuals, I do look at them as individuals, as people who have a life, who have a story, who have experiences that brought them there. And I think that's a really amazing strength, especially as a manager. One that I will list is beliefs. So my core values and my beliefs are something that are very near and dear to my heart. I was raised in a Christian household by a single mom, and like I said in a previous video, I am a PK, or preacher's kid, and a preacher's grandkid. So I grew up in the church. My beliefs are related to my faith as well, but there are also some that I have created that I just choose to live my life by. And even in the workplace, having a strong belief or core value system is super important. I am lucky enough to have found an organization to where my values are represented in our mission as an organization to work with youth and empower them. So it's an amazing opportunity to kind of see that come to play at work as well as in my own personal life. My third strength is responsibility. Responsibility not just for myself, but for other people. Responsibility in others. So taking responsibility is super valuable to me. I'm looking at, hey, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. If I have a timeline set and I'm unable to make that timeline, I'm going to let you know. I feel like I have a responsibility to keep my word. I have a responsibility to always show up for my staff and for the students that I teach. And I kind of expect the same for others, to take responsibility, to completely just be honest. If there's something that we said we would do but we can't do, we need help, speaking up and speaking out about it. Responsibility is another one of my strengths that this test found. My fourth one is developer. I think, as far as I know, the definition of a developer is someone who is kind of always looking for new, unique ways to do something, developing processes and systems and putting them in place to enhance our work in our organization. I am also in grad school getting a master's degree right now in education and human development, and so developing particular strategies or ways to relate to other folks, or even taking an activity in class and being able to adapt it to the needs of that specific school or community is something that I think is one of my strong suits. And the last one is empathy. If you all are not familiar with Dr. Brené Brown, I will leave her website link below, as well as a video to where she explores the difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is kind of feeling bad for someone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that must be bad. That must be horrible. Whereas empathy is, you know what? I'm able to connect with you. I'm able to step into those shoes. I'm able to feel with you. And that is one of my top strengths. And I see that at play in real life. I see that in play at work, and being able to empathize. I may not have gone through the situation, but I'm able to relate to you, to the common goal, to the common experience, to that core feeling. I'm able to relate to that. And empathy is so important to me. It always keeps me humble. Empathy is my 5th core strength. I created some tips to help us explore our own strengths. So the number one tip I have is to identify what your core values and your strengths are. You can take like a survey like this and figure out what strengths kind of rise to the top for you. I'll leave the link below of the actual one that I'm talking about, the strengths quest. 2, hone your craft. So figure out what you're good at. What are your strengths, and how can you hone your craft? What are you interested in? What are you passionate about? And how do you use those strengths to your benefit? Number 3, develop your passion and your purpose. Figuring that out. Who are you at the core? What is it that you're interested in? And what are you passionate about? That leads to your purpose. You are placed on this earth to do things that no one else is able to do. So honing in on that and figuring that out, of course it takes time, experience, trial and error, but I think that's part of the fun, is to figure that out. And once we are living and existing in our purpose, life is amazing. 4, use discernment. So some things you can tell, like, I'm gonna have to really think about this. You know, I'm going to figure out if this is meant for good or for harm. I am going to take what someone said and use it, tweak it to how it could be best beneficial for me and my situation. So using discernment is super, super important too. Put your strengths to good use, whether that's in your household, if you're super organized, maybe having a pantry system with labels, if you want to bring this to your work, using your strengths at work to not only do your work but excel in your work. So asking, hey, I've completed all of these tasks, is there anything else that I can do or that would, you know, be beneficial for the strengths that I bring to the table? Whether that's in your relationships, if that's an intimate relationship, romantic or otherwise, bringing those strengths to the table and feeding off of that with others. And especially with your hobbies, look at those strengths, create hobbies, engage in those hobbies, and grow your brand, whatever that is. Whether you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, whether you are in school, whether you are still figuring out what you want to do and who you want to be, using these strengths is going to kind of make our experience a lot better. Doing what we're good at and increasing our skills, whether that's taking like a vocational class or taking a class at a community college to gain some extra skills that can be beneficial. We walk in our purpose when we are doing what we are designed to do. It is so beneficial and heartwarming and effective to our lives and to the lives of those who are around us. So taking a look at our strengths. If you haven't done something like this where you've really sat down with a pen and paper and you've tried to figure this out, or what those things are that you are good at and kind of what maybe hobbies or jobs that do well with those particular set of skills, give it a try. Give it a try. Finding out those skills is an amazing asset, right? When we're moving forward in life, when we are looking for the perfect job. And I was really amazed when I saw that on this individual's resume. So it got me to thinking, and I found those strengths, and I just wanted to share them with you. So if you do the strengths quest, if you have or know off the top of your head your top 5 strengths, go ahead and leave them below. I'm so interested in hearing from you. If you want to just kind of start a dialogue around passions and purpose, feel free to leave me a comment, and I hope to see you back here pretty soon for another video. And remember to always, always fill your cup.